So to begin this project, I'm using a category 4 cotton yarn, and this is the base piece that I cut. This is 50 inches in total, and it's going to wrap around a 1500 millimeter mason jar, and it is 9.5 inches tall for reference. But basically what you're going to want is cut a string that's long enough to wrap around the base of the mason jar, and then you're going to have some tail to play with as well. So since we have our 50 inches, we're going to fold it in half like how I did, wrap it around the mason jar, and when we get here, we're going to tie a knot, kind of like how we start off our crochet stuff. Going to be kind of like a slip knot, and then we're going to pull through just like that, and then we're going to leave this because this is what we're going to be working with. But from there, we're going to have other individual strands to help us start the pattern, and mine is 34 inches as well. So from here, we're going to put the two ends together, and then the way that I'm doing it is that I want a little knot to be shown at the top. So we're going to go from over, and we're going to pull this underneath, and then we're going to grab the tail ends through the loop and then pull. And then once we have this, I'm going to be doing this 40 more times, including this string. So go ahead and do that all the way around. Once we have our 40 strands, what you're going to do is separate them into 4 groups of 10 and then tape them in between onto the mason jar just so that it doesn't wiggle around and so you know where you're working from. But the first knots that we're going to do is the square knot. And how you do that is that you're going to separate the first 2 knots or the first 4 strands, and then you're only going to be working with the outside pieces. So you're going to separate those, keeping the 2 in the middle together. And from here, we're going to work on the left side first. We're going to make a number 4 and hold it over the 2 middle strands that we have. Grab the one on the far right, and we're going to bring that over the tail of the 4 that we have, just like so. And then we're going to go through the 4 and then grab the far right piece from underneath and then pull it through the loop of the 4. And from here, we're just going to hold the 2 middle pieces and then pull. Now this is 1/2 of the square. We have to do the other half, and it's going to be the same thing, just on the opposite side. So we're going to make a 4 on the right side. We're going to bring the tail, which is the left side, over the tail of the 4. And then we're going to bring that strand through the 4 loop. We're going to pull that through and pull the 2 tails that we have just like that. And then from here, we're going to do the same thing all the way throughout the set of 10 that we have. So 5 in total, but from here, I'm going to do 1 square knot and then 2, 3 in the middle, and then 2 and 1. So it's going to form a triangle. Then I'll meet you when we have that done. So this is what we have, which is square knot. So this is 1 square knot, 2, 3, 2, and 1. So as you can see, it forms a little triangle. So what we're going to do from here is called the half hitch, and it's going to come down in a triangle as well. So we're just going to separate this portion in half, and we're going to tuck this half aside. But from here, the half hitch, we're going to grab the piece that is on the outside, so the leftmost piece, and then from here we're just going to hold this in place going diagonally this way, because for the half hitch it can go diagonal or straight across, but it all depends on how you hold it. But anyways, from here we're going to grab the next string that is available, and then from here we're going to make a U with it and make sure that it's underneath and not over this way, because then that'll make a different knot. But anyways, from here, we're going to go underneath and we're going to make a U like so. Just toss this over. And then we're going to go through the U, grab the tail, and then pull. And then we're going to do this twice for each strand. So make a U, pull this through, and then pull. As you can see, it's starting to make these 2 knots. And since we have these 2, we're going to go to the next one. U, go through, and pull. And then we're going to do this all the way down until we get to the halfway point, which is right here, and then we're going to do another row of it. and then we're going to do the other side. I'll show you how to do the other side in a second. These are our 2 rows of the half hitch stitch, and from here we're just going to toss this aside. I just like to put it in the mason jar for funsies, but we're going to be working on the other end. And that's basically going to be the same thing. You're going to grab the outermost piece, bring it across and down, and then we're going to grab the next piece of string, make a U, and then grab the tail through the U, and then pull. Then we're going to do that twice for each strand. So same thing, just on the other end, and then I'll meet you once we have this as well. So this is what it's looking like. The 2 rows of half hitch stitches on both sides. And then at this point you can go ahead and do this all the way around your mason jar. As you can see, I've already done that. But once when you have that done, we're going to do more of these square knots, but we're going to start off with the inner corners of the half hitch stitches. So we're going to grab these 4, tuck these guys away, and then we're going to isolate the 2 outer ones and then do a square knot. So just like so. There's 1/2 of it, and then we're going to finish it off just like this. So this is what we have, and then from here we're going to do another square knot, but in these outer corners as well. So 1 here and 1 here, just to connect everything together, and then I'll meet you once when I have that. So we have the 3 square knots that I told you to do. So 1 up here, 1 in the middle, and then another one in between these 2 sets. And then now we're going to only work on 1 of these. So for the ones that are in between the 2 sets of 10, we're going to be working downward. So we're going to be doing this one, and then we're going to be doing 2 more knots and then 3, so another triangle down this way. So I'm sure y'all can figure out where we're going, but we're going to grab from the square knot that we did, we're going to grab the 2 left pieces and then the 2 pieces to the left of that, and then we're going to do another square knot. So here's 1, and then don't pull it all the way up because that's not going to give us the effect that we want. So we're going to do this about halfway down. Yep, just like that. There we go. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So go to the 2 strands to the right, and then go 2 more over, and then make another square. And then we're going to do the same thing once we get down here, but we're going to have 3, and then we're going to stop there. And we're going to do the same thing on this piece as well. So as you can see, I made my square knots here, and they're all down in a triangle coming from this point, not from this point, but I did that all the way around. And then from here I actually decided to continue to go back down, so it's going to be a diamond. So we're going to go out, and then from here we are going to grab the 2 outer pieces, tuck that away, and then we're going to grab these 2 pieces and then work on square knots here and here, and then 1 down here, and then we're going to do that only for this section all the way around. So I just finished the diamond shape, and then from here we're going to do more half hitch stitches, we're not crocheting, half hitch knots, and then we're going to start at these points. So where we did the last half hitch and then we did 1 square knot, we're just going to work from here. We're going to separate the 2, we're going to work here and then down through the diamond, and then we're going to do 2 rows of that. So we're going to go down this way and then also do the same thing on the other side and go down this way. So it's going to come downward in a triangle. So just as a refresher, we're going to grab our outermost piece, and then we're going to grab the one right next to it, create a U, grab the tail through the U, and then pull. And then we're going to do that twice for every strand that we have. And we're going to do that all the way across. So now we're done with our 2 rows of half hitch knots all the way around, and from here we're just going to cut the ends and style it the way that we want, but I'm going to keep it simple and then just cut them at an angle, leaving probably about 1 inch. So for me, I'm just going to cut downward this way. And then I'm going to do that all the way around. And this is our finished product, guys. I actually put my scrap pieces of yarn in here, but you can do whatever you want. Obviously, I think a candle would be gorgeous in this as well. But doesn't matter what you do, make sure you tag me on both Twitter and Instagram, both at TCDDIY. And then also, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much.